Hi everyone. I have something to admit. So, I am currently on my next fixation. Um because there's more than one. The first one is like that that ice brand of drinks. Um the coconut pineapple one. Oh my god, that is so good. It kind of reminds me, and this is not why I think it tastes good, but it kind of reminds me of like a blue Hawaiian. Like, well, it was some mixed drink I used to have, like, back in the military. I don't even remember what was in it. It was just fruity, and it was delicious. And this one this coconut pineapple ice kind of like reminded me of that, but holy shit, is it delicious. It is so good. The other flavors are good too, but like this is the one my brain was like, we must have more of this. So I got several of just the coconut pineapple. And, like I would try to order it from other stores and they would be out of it, even though they said on the website they had it. And I would get so pissed because I just need to find this coconut pineapple ice drink at all costs. Um, and it's like, a whole thing. Like I have a special glass that I use because I don't like the long those bottles are just awkward. Um and they're asking to just be left out and not drank all the way while they're cold. Like who the fuck finishes that shit while they're cold? Maybe lots of people do and I just don't. But like it's too tall, the bottle like it's just I don't know. So I pour half of it into a glass with ice. And sorry I was screaming just now, I think. My heaters just went off, so and that's pretty loud and I talk over it. Anyways, um so yeah, I have half of it and then I have the other half and it is forever cold because ice. Um yeah. So there's that. Also, I don't recommend this. My advice would be don't do this. Um the Hershey's cookies and cream chocolate bar, I'm addicted to that. I don't know, like it just happened. And it's not just the snack size because let's be real, snack size is just like a crumb for me. Regular size is snack size for me. I'm talking like the giant bar. Um and oh god, that's just I'm just gonna so I've been addicted to this for like 2, 3 weeks now. And it's like all I can think about, not like around the clock, but like when I'm wanting chocolate, all of a sudden the only chocolate I want is Hershey's cookies and cream. Um and so I got to find that at all costs, and it's just making sure like I find where I can get this ginormous Hershey's cookies and cream giant chocolate bar that doesn't cost lots of money. Oh my god, I can't even like believe I'm saying this. So like I'm addicted to those and I finish just almost every time the whole thing in one go. I have at least one of those giant things like every other day. Um I did gain a few pounds, which cuz I was like, "Oh man, I'm feeling puffy." So, and I also was just making that my meals. Just don't do that, please. Just eat like other food. So I fasted and then drank a bunch of like water and cleared myself out and went and got more Hershey's cookies and cream chocolate today. Um, don't do that. But if your brain tells you you have to, then you might want to just give in. Look, I'm just gonna like justify this or rationalize this by telling myself that at least it wasn't like $1,000 on ramen like I spent like 2 years ago on fucking ramen. Because that's an adult thing to do. But no, now I am like addicted to this fucking Hershey's, and I have to have the giant bar. My brain's like, do not get anything smaller than the giant bar. Um, I really hope this goes away soon because like chocolate is a food uh group in itself for me. Like I love chocolate. I don't love it this much even though I kind of do right now, but I don't know. This is just very annoying. Like why can't I get like addicted to fucking apples or something? Like something that's like good for you. I mean, I like fruits, but like why does it have to be the stuff that's like not good for you? So yeah, my meals lately have consisted of coconut pineapple ice drinks and Hershey's cookies and cream giant bars. So there's that. Just don't do any of that. Another thing is this is just what people call what housekeeping or something before they get into what they got on to talk about. I don't like that term because who's cleaning anything? Not me. Um so for Christmas, Janice and Nadine got us a Ring camera. Not the doorbell one, but I guess there's just cameras now that Ring has, and I wouldn't know. We wouldn't know because we don't keep up with that shit. We don't use it. Um, but I'm not gonna say I don't like it. So the weather has not been the greatest, and yesterday there was like a bit of a break in it. So like Alicia finally had time to like charge it and like put it up outside the house, and oh my God, like this is the best thing ever. It's like TV on the toilet or something. Like if I bring my phone in there, I can like, what's going on in the neighborhood? I don't know. I like to know what's going on, and now I don't have to be a window peeper. Like I don't do that. I mean anymore. I did do it, and I know who's at the door now. Not that I've really cared about that before, because I really don't care who's at the door. But this Ring camera makes me feel like I have to care who's at the door now. And it's cool how I get like the little ding a ling ling when like somebody moves, motion detector in front of the camera or whatever. So, anyways, I went to go do I went to leave the house this morning, and I said this morning, not this afternoon, because this afternoon in the afternoon is usually when I wake up, but my brain said, "Hey, you're only allowed to have 3 hours of sleep," and I'm sure it sounds like I've only gotten 3 hours of sleep right now. Um, but anyways, so I needed to go do I did Instacart pickup from the store, and so I started my car from inside because it snowed a few inches overnight and I just don't like getting into cold cars. I like my car starter. And I don't know, like 30 seconds later my phone goes off and says that somebody's at my door. And now like the first reaction I have is panic because like, people unexpected or whatever. And it turns out that the one of our friends or neighbors across friends, I don't know, neighbors across the street was shoveling the driveway for us. And he didn't have to do that, but like we've been wondering who's been doing it because people don't usually do nice things like that for us, especially on a regular basis. And it's been snowing quite a bit like the last few weeks or so. So I was wondering who was doing it. And we thought it was the hippies next door, but no, it was the guy across the street. And so I saw the notification on my phone and I was like, what do I do? Like, do I go out and like say something to him? But then I was like, I just started my car. He was probably out there when he heard my car start. So does he think that like I see him out there shoveling and I just don't care to go say anything? I mean, like, do you know, I just created a story in my head that probably wasn't true and I decided to go outside. And I was like, "So you're the one that's been shoveling for us this whole time?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, because he's a retired guy. He's not like, well, I don't know. Um, where is he retired from? It doesn't matter. He's retired, and he gets very bored, according to him. And he goes up and down the streets and like apparently shovels people's driveways. And I don't have any room to like say anything because me and Alicia used to be the ones that would go around and snow blow people's driveways out. Like, we did that for, like, several years, and we just stopped because I don't we just were like, "Fuck this." Like, we just got lazy and old, er, so, I don't know. But, I was I just wanted to let everybody know I do not have good social skills. I was very awkward when I was talking to him. I was like, is there a conversation? What do I say more than like thank you? And like I have to get on here and report whenever I have a conversation with somebody outside the house because it doesn't happen that often. Like, I can't believe I used to go out and talk to so many people on a daily basis, probably like a lot of you guys do. Probably talking to people all the time and you don't want to. Well, I haven't had to. So, like, now it just makes talking even harder. Uh, so, anyways, so I was talking to him, and then the hippies came outside next door, and I just, I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know if I'm supposed to continue saying something, if I'm supposed to say thank you for shoveling or whatever, and then go back inside, because I feel like that's not enough of a thank you for somebody who's been doing this on a regular basis. And so I just said to him, like, um, I feel like thank you's not enough, but it's much appreciated because both of us like fell recently and um I don't know what I was saying. But anyways, so that was awkward, very awkward. And then when he went to go shovel with the hippies, I just got in my car and left. So then I thought, okay, awkwardness behind me. So then I go to Wegmans and I pull up where they put the groceries in your cart, in your car. And so I had popped the trunk and I was just waiting. And then finally somebody comes up and they confirmed it was me. Um, I don't know why I have to give all these details. There was somebody else there before me. So basically, like, they got their stuff first because duh. And I was watching, and the person got out of the car to help put the groceries into the trunk. And I thought that you weren't supposed to do that. And I'm not blaming the person who might be listening to this who told me that they didn't have to get out of the car. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying, like, that's what I thought. Like, I've seen other people just sit in their cars too, but like, I saw this person get out, and then for whatever reason, I started panicking and I was like, oh my God, have I just been like the lazy bitch this entire time? And like, I'm supposed to get out and help them? Like, what are you supposed to do? Do most people stay in their car or do they get out and help? And so what did I do? I got out of my car and I asked the girl who was just as fucking awkward as me. Thank you very much. Made me feel a little bit better. I know I was talking to a like-minded individual and I was like, "Excuse me, like I'm a little confused. Are we supposed to help put the groceries into the car or not?" And she's like, "Honestly, it's 50-50. Some people do, some people don't just because they're not able to." And I was like, "Oh." And I just helped her anyways. I think I'm just going to stay in my car going forward, not get out. It's probably it was easier that way, you know. So that's been my life. I got on here because I was journaling and I made a list of like um why oh my God, am I talking? Um Man, the words are so perfect in my brain, but trying to get them to come out of my mouth is just so difficult. I made or I wrote like a list of why things that make me happy I'm autistic. I did this I don't know, sometime within the first year of finding out about my autism. This is definitely a more comprehensive list, more detailed because I know more about autism, I know more about myself. I thought I would just share what I wrote in case, anybody else needs to hear some positivity about autism. So that's basically just what I got on here to do is to do story time. And to just list why I am happy I'm autistic. Maybe you can relate to these. Um, so feeling the world in a way that's too big for words, catching the details that everyone else misses. Because do you know how many details people miss? It is baffling. Um, but then I miss like something so obvious right in front of my face, so I can't really say anything. I like the way that my joy refuses to be small. Like when I'm happy, I am happy. So happy. I don't know like how to tone down happiness. Like joy isn't something that I come across very frequently anyways. So when something makes me happy, like I feel that in my body. Um okay. Next thing, building entire universes inside my mind. I know you guys get that one. Like all kinds of shit. Like, oh my God, I am like a screenwriter. I have hired actors. I have played out all kinds of different scenarios and different worlds inside my head. And it's so amusing. I used to do this especially all the time during stupid fucking work meetings where everybody gathered and sat at the table. Nobody wanted to be there. Nobody had anything that great to say, anyways. It was just a fucking waste of time. I hated those. Waste of time. And so I would just crawl inside my head and just stay there until the thing was over with. And I had fun in my head. Um, the way I just know things without needing to be told. I think that might just be more of a gut thing, but I'm just describing all of this to autism because I'm autistic. So, one and the same to me. Being myself even when nobody understands. Like I don't have to be like I don't mask really that much anymore. There's no need to. And I've already gone through the process of like trying to unmask. It was hard. Um, because it's like taking off armor. It's weird. But anyways, uh, seeing the world through a lens that no one else can borrow. So even though we're all autistic, we all have our own lenses. Like we all experience things in our own way. We all like it's just I don't need to explain this. The freedom of not needing to fit in anymore is amazing. I don't even want to. Like I don't feel like I no longer feel like I don't belong. I do feel like I belong because I have found my people and I know who I am now. Um And I don't want to fit into the shit that like I thought I was supposed to fit into. Like I don't want to be like other people. I don't want to like the same things that they like. I just want to be myself. And I don't feel like ashamed of that anymore. I don't feel like I need to hide that. Um and so anyways, moving on. Experiencing emotions in high definition except for the meltdowny ones. I don't like that one. Like pretty much just the good ones. That's great. But the not so good ones, I still feel those in high def, but I would rather not. So, not sure what to do about that one. Finding patterns in everything, thoughts, emotions, like life. There's patterns in everything. And I don't understand why more people aren't able to spot these patterns. I don't know. Well, I know we're not all the whatever. I just patterns. I love patterns. Oh, also patterns are comforting for me. Whether like, I mean, when I was a kid growing up, my mom would be a bitch and she would like put me in timeout, and that would mean like sitting in a chair facing the wall. But like, I remember in one of our homes growing up, I was facing like it was like floor to ceiling windows. They had like a curtain that had this pattern on it, and like that bitch would like tell me to turn around and face the fucking curtain until she said otherwise, and I would just like follow the pattern with my eyes, and like I just remember that made me feel like somewhat safe, and I didn't even really realize that that's how it made me feel. And you know what I mean? It's weird to look back and like be able to reframe some of this. But I've always found comfort in patterns growing up in my unstable home, out in like, the workforce. It's really aided me in life. And like sometimes I would look like I knew what I was talking about when I pointed out, hey, this person's doing A, B, C, and D, and they've been doing this, and like this is what's about to happen. Like I don't know. I don't know why people wouldn't be able to spot that stuff. Hyper focus. I love that. and being able to lose myself in like what I love at the expense of like, remembering to pee and to eat. I don't know. I should set alarms, but then I have to remember to set the alarms. But hyperfocus is so great because I don't feel stressed. I don't have to think about what's been bothering me, what's going on in the world. I can just enjoy whatever this thing is that I'm doing, and then that's that. I like that I understand the weight of truth and crave it above all else. I don't want half truths. I don't want white lies. I don't want people sugarcoating things. I don't want riddles. I just want truth. Just say things as they are, how you feel them, as you see them, blah, blah, blah. And I really like, I get the importance of that now. Um, I don't even know, like, if that made sense. Not that I didn't see the importance of like being truthful. I'm just gonna move on. Routine, the comfort of routine, and how I find newness in the repetition. And it's just very strange. Like, I do the same things for these routines, and they feel new every single time in a good way. Like, I am happy when I'm doing my routines. Um, and I enjoy that because I know that 99% of the time I'm going to be happy doing my routines, and I don't even have to tell you why. Like, you guys know why. But um they're the best. I like how I deeply connect with animals and nature and things beyond words, especially animals though. I love animals so much. And many of us autistic people do because they're just beautiful creatures who unconditionally love us and who we unconditionally love. And it's just like a great relationship. Like my first positive relationship, or healthy, I should say, not positive. I think like my first like healthy relationship was with like my fucking cat that died a year ago, like last year. Um, that's a whole other episode. Like, cause cats can teach you, animals teach you so much about life and like blah blah blah. I'm just gonna move on. Um, because like if I don't cut myself short, I will go off on these tangents and then I'll just forget what I was talking about. I like the kind of solitude that feels like home and not loneliness. I used to berate myself a lot before I knew about the autism, and I would just be like, why are you such a loser? Why don't you have friends? Why don't you want friends? Why don't you want to hang out with anybody? Um, like, and I knew that I was happy being alone and doing my own thing, but I never fully got to enjoy that because in the back of my mind, I was always thinking, like, this isn't normal. This isn't normal. Like, people don't spend this amount of time alone for this long. Like, I could go days without leaving the house. I do, or talking to somebody. And it's peaceful to me, not lonely. And now I just accept that this is just what I like. And I don't have to make myself do something that society expects you to do. Like, you have to have friends and da 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 da. Like, no, thank you. I tried that for years. That shit didn't fucking work. It didn't work. I mean, I do have friends, yes. I like internet friends way better for obvious reasons. Like the only plans you have is really to talk on the internet. So, and you can do that whenever you want. You don't have to like meet up somewhere and then try to figure out how to get out of those plans. I don't know. I don't beat myself up for this anymore, and it's just that was a weight that was lifted off my shoulders once I accepted this fully about myself. I like how my brain is wired for curiosity. It's always searching, it's always wanting to learn things, trying to understand why things are the way they are, how they work. Um, I'm never not curious. There's not a day that's gone by where I don't have a question about something or I'm not looking up something that I don't like. I like to learn. Why don't people like to learn? Like, why don't more people like to learn? I'm just assuming that, like, I should just stop comparing myself. Never mind. Okay. Next up is how I create my own rules instead of blindly following the shit that doesn't make sense. So I like to follow rules, but if they're not good ones and they make no sense, I don't care about them. They're not rules to me. They're nonsense. I like how I have the ability to see through the noise and focus on the things that really matter. Knowing that being different isn't a flaw, like being different is the whole point. I don't have to feel negative about that anymore. Um, the way textures and sounds and colors feel like entire experiences, not just sensations. Like they're experiences. As they should be. And they're not always good ones, but I would never give up. Like I would take the not so good ones just to experience the good ones, you know? To just be immersed in something like so simple. Oh God, I could just go on. I'm gonna move on from this one too. I'm just trying to stick to the bullet points, but my brain's like, no, say this about this one. Oh, um, something else. This is like a, I don't know if a catch-22 is the right way to describe this, but like how my brain can time travel. I can relive a memory so vividly. It's like stepping back into it. And the first thing that comes to mind is the Alanis Morissette show I went to last July. Um, I didn't take pictures. Alicia took some for me. I didn't videotape. I just videotape. Who says that anymore? I didn't like I just sat there and I was completely immersed in the experience, and whenever I think about it, it's like I'm right back there. And I can't say that like I mean, there's not a lot there's not a lot of experiences that I've had where like I can sit here and say like I can travel back in time in my mind as if I'm like there again. But this is definitely one of them. Like I remember exactly how it felt. I remember like the sweat, the smell. I remember like everything pretty much. So I get to carry that with me forever, or at least until like, I mean, unless I get like, I lose my memory or something, but I can carry that with me. I don't need to like look at pictures or anything like that. It's just inside me, and that's great. And the opposite of that is when you think about not good memories, um, that are pretty vivid, like that's not very fun. I don't try to go there on purpose, but sometimes, my brain's like, hey, bitch, you've been having too good of a day. Here's a bad memory to screw that up for you. Moving right along to, um, oh, how I can live in metaphors and imagery while I still crave precision and truth. So, my therapist taught me that when I used to do DBT, um, that two opposing things can exist at the same time. That was such a foreign concept to me. I thought she was lying when she said that. I was like, this bitch thinks I'm stupid. Two opposites can exist at the same time. Yeah, right. And so I really needed to learn what that meant. And so, like I can be metaphorical or whatever, but I can also still want precision and sorry, my brain turned off. Okay, moving on. Um, oh, the unshakable pull toward what feels right, even when I can't explain why. This might be that gut thing again, but it's just like I get this pull. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I probably should just stop trying before it gets worse. But you know what I mean, right? Like you don't have words. You can't there's not even like I can't describe the feeling. I just know that there's like I can feel myself being pulled toward a specific decision or something that feels right. Um I don't know if my words are making sense, but I'm almost done with this list. Let's see how far I got. Oh shit, this is a long episode. Okay. Let me just read the rest. How I instinctively understand systems, whether it's human behavior or how a clock works. The way I never stop questioning things people take for granted, like our existence. How do people take that for granted? Okay, sorry, I was supposed to stay to the list. How I can build an entire world around a single moment, a single detail, or an idea. A whole world around just one of those. How cool is that? I like how I experience time differently. Sometimes it's stretched and sometimes it collapses, but it's it's an unusual. I the way I experience time is hard to put into words. Um, oh my god. Oh, and then the way music and words and arts don't just move me, like they live inside me. Um, oh my god. The sensory stuff, music, I've talked about this so many times before. I'm getting happy just thinking about it. Like, I am so grateful that I stop and I appreciate shit like this and I don't take that stuff for granted. I don't know. I feel like we're here. Like, here we are, people. We don't know why we're here. We don't know where we came from. At least I think that, like, I mean, maybe some people think they know or they do know. I don't know. But like, this is a fascinating experience being just a human being. Um, no, it's not always great, you know this, but it's pretty cool. It's like a miracle that we're here. And I know that sounds so fucking cheesy and cliche or whatever the word is to describe that, but um, our existence is nothing to take for granted. And it's sad when people do. And it's confusing to me that people will go like their whole lives and not give this a thought. Um I had like a client one time years ago when I was in the addictions field, and I remember she was in her late 70s. Um oh no, I just forgot what I was talking about. Oh my god. Oh, existing. Okay. Um and so she was in her late 70s. And I don't remember how we got on the conversation of like existence and like purpose and stuff, but like I remember her saying that like she never gave that a thought her entire 70 something years on this planet. She didn't really give that a thought. Um she didn't stop and try to just why am I here? Where did I come from? What is the purpose of all of this? She never had those thoughts. And I didn't show it because you don't do that. But I remember, like, oh my God, I can't even imagine what that's like. To not even question why you're here. Like, how is that not a thought that enters people's minds? It's just people are so fascinating to me, and brains are fascinating. Speaking of brains, there's a neuroscientist out there who still doesn't know she's autistic. Has anybody done anything about that? Because I'm starting to feel like I'm a bit of a creeper because I keep bringing this up. So I'm just not going to say the person's name. This has nothing to do with whatever I just said. I'm going to go ahead and end this episode. Oh my God. If you made it this far, you deserve $1. Probably more than that with the economy these days, but oh god. Maybe this episode was some I only had 3 hours of sleep. Maybe I should stop making episodes on 3 hours of sleep. I might go take a nap soon after I eat some Hershey's cookies and cream and a glass of coconut pineapple ice. Thanks for listening. Okay, bye.